My sister called me her backup parent and banned me from dating because it would distract me from my responsibilities. I said okay, kept helping exactly as she demanded. Then she realized what she'd actually asked for. My sister Monica had 3 kids under 6, and their dad disappeared when the youngest was still in diapers. I stepped up immediately because that's what family does. I'm 26, work as a dental hygienist, and live 10 minutes from her place. Every morning I'd help with breakfast and drop off. Every evening I'd handle pickup and dinner. Weekends I'd take the kids so Monica could breathe. For 2 years this worked perfectly. Then Monica got promoted to regional sales manager, and something shifted. She started calling me her backup parent. Not helper, not aunt, backup parent. She'd introduced me to people as her built-in childcare solution. When the school needed emergency contact info, she listed me as secondary guardian without asking. When the pediatrician asked about family medical history, Monica told them to put me down as the second parent. The demands got weirder. Monica informed me I needed to adjust my work schedule because the kids needed pickup at 2:30 now instead of 3 o'clock. Just informed me, like I didn't have actual patients scheduled. When I said I couldn't change my entire calendar, she said backup parents make sacrifices. She started dropping them off at my apartment without warning. I'd come home to find 3 kids on my doorstep with a note saying emergency meeting. The emergency was usually drinks with coworkers. The real problem started when I met Tyler at my gym. Sweet guy, works as an electrician, amazing smile. We went on a few dates and it was going really well. Monica found out when she went through my phone while I was playing with the kids. She lost it completely. Said I couldn't date because the kids needed stability. I hadn't even introduced Tyler to the kids yet. Monica said that wasn't the point. I needed to be available at all times and dating would distract me from my responsibilities as backup parent. She told the kids auntie might not be around as much because she was choosing some man over them. My 6-year-old nephew cried asking why I didn't love them anymore. That's when Monica printed out a schedule. A literal hour-by-hour schedule of when she needed me to watch the kids for the next 3 months. Overnight stays, full weekends, 2 weeks straight in summer. At the bottom, she'd written that I needed to sign it as acknowledgement of my duties as backup parent. She'd also written that I understood dating was not compatible with this role. She said if I didn't sign, she'd have to find alternative childcare and it would be my fault for abandoning them. So I signed it. Then I started following it exactly, every single line. Monday morning, I pulled up to Monica's house at exactly 6 a.m. like the schedule said. The sky was still dark. I let myself in with a spare key. The house was completely silent. No lights on. The schedule said morning childcare starts at 6 o'clock, so here I was. I sat on the couch in the dark and waited. The kids didn't need to be up until 6:30. Around 6:15, Monica came downstairs in her bathrobe looking confused. She asked what I was doing here so early. I pulled out the schedule. Morning childcare begins at 6 a.m. Monday through Friday. She stared at the paper, then at me. I told her the schedule says 6 o'clock, so I'm here at 6 o'clock. Tuesday was the same. Wednesday was the same. Every morning I showed up in the dark and sat on her couch for 30 minutes. The afternoon pickups were worse. School let out at 3 o'clock, but the schedule said 2 p.m. pickup. I started leaving work at 1:30 to sit in the school parking lot for an hour. My supervisor noticed me leaving early every day. I rescheduled patient appointments. The school secretary knocked on my car window asking if I was okay. Evening duties were listed as 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. So at exactly 8 p.m., I put on my jacket and left. My nephew asked why I was leaving. I said because the schedule says 8 p.m. is the end of evening duties. He asked where mommy was. I said I didn't know, but she'd be home soon. I texted Monica that I was leaving at 8 as scheduled. My phone rang before I even got out of her neighborhood. She was furious. The kids were alone. I reminded her that I left at 8 p.m. exactly as specified. Monica started yelling that she wasn't home yet and I couldn't just leave them alone. I asked her what time the schedule said evening duties ended. Silence. This went on for 2 weeks. Monica looked more exhausted every day. She'd been leaving work early every night to get home before 8 o'clock. The schedule she'd created was destroying her own life. Friday afternoon, I sat down with Monica's printed schedule and a calculator. I added up every hour she was demanding. Morning duties, 2 hours daily. Afternoon pickup and care, 3 hours daily. Evening duties, 3 hours. That was 8 hours every weekday. Weekend duties were 9 hours Saturday and 6 hours Sunday. 8 hours times 5 weekdays was 40 hours, plus 15 weekend hours made 55 hours total. Saturday morning, I drove to Monica's house and knocked. She answered looking defeated, bags under her eyes. I handed her a piece of paper with my calculations written out clearly. She read through the numbers slowly, her face getting paler with each line. I watched her stare at the total 55 hours per week, like she was seeing it for the first time, and her hands started shaking as she realized she'd been demanding I work 2 full-time jobs for 2 straight years. She hired a nanny the following Monday.